Good evening and welcome to X Stadium on the campus of Wichita State University, site of tonight's Sunflower Collegiate League All-Star Game, South Central Kansas version of the Midsummer Classic with East versus West. The 11-team SCL has named its best, and they'll go at it here at the ECK tonight. Just about exactly 1 hour later than planned, the players were just about to be introduced for the first time about an hour ago when there was lightning in the area. And when you're talking about a collegiate tournament or game, lightning is a no-go. The fans were forced out of the stands. The players were forced to take cover, but the storm has blown through, and hopefully when we get started here in 7 or 8 minutes or so, it'll be for good. So we had to wait out a right at 1 hour weather delay here in South Central Kansas. So hopefully we can play some baseball as the Sunflower Collegiate League plays its all-star game here on the campus of Wichita State. West versus East. Glad you could join us here this evening from Wichita, Kansas. Your starting lineups and the first pitch are coming up, and it's next on Your View.
Ashley Home Store's Memorial Day sale is going on now. Buy today and save up to 30% or get 0% interest for 6 whole years. Only at America's #1 furniture and mattress store. Ashley Home Store. Visit us in East or West Wichita. This is home.
Wait, how are we streaming this right now?
Oh, you just gotta sign up for a user ID at Cox.com, and then you can manage your account. You can connect to free Wi-Fi hotspots all over the country, including this one, so you can save your data and watch your favorite shows while you're on the go with the Contour app.
That's cool.
It's like by registering, I unleashed my full potential.
Voila.
Kind of like he unleashed theirs.
Not the same.
Sign up for a Cox ID to stream, access Wi-Fi hotspots, manage your account, and more.
Ashley Home Store's Memorial Day mattress sale is going on now. Don't miss summer's hottest deals. Hurry in and save up to $700 on select Tempur-Pedic adjustable sets. Or get 0% interest for 8 whole years. Ashley Home Store. Visit us in East or West Wichita.
And welcome back to the campus of Wichita State University for the Sunflower Collegiate League All-Star Game presented by Westar Energy. An hour late, but we are scheduled here in the next couple of minutes to finally throw the first pitch as these 54 All-Stars, 27 for each team, will all make their way into the game tonight with all of the pitchers for East and West scheduled to throw 1 inning apiece. It's time now to get to our starting lineups. And first for the West team will be the visitors, and it's brought to you by the NBC World Series. The easiest out, if you want to call it that, in this lineup is the 5-hole hitter Dylan Nedved, but he's hitting .294. Everybody else of the starting 9 for the West All-Stars are at .300 or above after the first half of their SCL season. So this is a potent starting 9 for the West as they are coached by longtime summer coach Pat Hahn. He's assisted by 4 other coaches for the SCL West squad. And the starting lineups, or the reserves and starting lineups, are now being announced here over the Stadium PA for the fans in attendance. One thing that we did get to earlier was the home run derby, and the home run belt was won by Dalton Daly. Dalton plays for the Wichita Sluggers, young man out of Visalia, California, and Yavapai College. Dalton Daly, there you see him. He outslugged Andrew Miller of the Cheney Diamond Dogs. Andrew is a starting catcher for the game tonight for the home East squad. But Dalton Daly of the Wichita Sluggers had 4 first-round home runs and 6 in the second of his 12 swings that he had. So Yavapai College's own Dalton Daly, there's your home run derby winner, and there's the belt for Dalton Daly. So the starting lineups are being announced by the East squad as they are taking the first base line, being introduced as all-stars. And some of the numbers and the backstories for these guys, of course, anytime you make an all-star team, you've had a solid first half and a really nice reward for these players to play at the home of Wichita State University in this setting, weather notwithstanding. We had to wait a little bit longer, but kudos to the crowd that stuck around. A really good crowd to watch the home run derby. And after they were forced to evacuate, they finally got an opportunity to stick around, and we were going to have some baseball. So it would appear now that we are going to pause for the Star-Spangled Banner before the East meets West here tonight. And there you have it, the final strains of our national anthem here at a kind of overcast and certainly muggy, as you would imagine, an early July evening here in Wichita as we're preparing for the beginning of the Westar Energy Sunflower Collegiate League All-Star Game here at Eck Stadium. It will be the West team batting first. They will be playing as the visitors in the third base dugout. The home team, the East squad, getting set to take the field. And we take a look at our umpires. And they are brought to you by Westar Energy as well. Jay Sanderson calling the balls and strikes. Bill Humphrey is at first base. And John Seymour is the umpire at third. There you see Pat Hahn on your left, Lance Spongberg on your right, the respective managers for this all-star game here at Eck Stadium. And kudos to Casey Walkup, the commissioner of Sunflower Collegiate League, not only for making this happen, but every Tuesday night here in Wichita, it is a virtual doubleheader in the Sunflower Collegiate League played right here. So a lot of these players, if not all of them, have had an opportunity to play in this stadium at least once so far. And, of course, the All-Star game about to commence here right now. Jay Sanderson, the home plate umpire, getting a supply of baseballs. And towing the rubber for the East squad is Josh Young from the El Dorado Broncos. So it'll be Josh Young to pitch the first inning here this evening. And we told you the starting lineups just a moment ago. Kyler Castillo, Colton Burtis, and Jackson Glenn, your first three to face Josh Young. Young, for the El Dorado Broncos, has appeared 5 times already. 4 of them starts. He's 3-1. So this certainly something Josh Young will never forget, as Josh has got a better than 5-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio in the first half of this summer season. He's only walked 5 and struck out 26. He's 3-1 with an ERA barely above 2. Plays his school ball at Middle Tennessee State. So Josh Young will get Castillo, Burtis, and Glenn. There you see the particulars on Josh Young. His battery mate is Dejan Reynoso. So here we go, just about set for play. A little over an hour after we were set to start it. Kyler Castillo to lead it off. Castillo has had a tremendous start to his summer. First pitch was thrown at 8:12. And the game time temperature here at the Eck is a warm and muggy 75 degrees. Hot shot on the ground right at El Dorado's Elliott, and the play to first is in time. So a sharply hit ball at Cooper Elliott, who gobbled it up and made the easy toss to Connor Kinn. And just like that, Kyler Castillo is a quick out number 1. So 1 up and 1 down. That'll bring up Colton Burtis. Castillo was hitting .426 coming in, and now Colton Burtis brings a .409 batting average into this All-Star game. Josh Young's first breaking ball is upstairs, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Burtis is tonight's West squad shortstop. 27 hits in 19 games. And that breaking ball misses low and outside, and it's quickly 3-0 to Burtis. Burtis 3 home runs and 20 runs batted in. He goes to Central Oklahoma, plays for the Wichita Sluggers here in the SCL. Josh Young gets back in the count, 3 balls and a strike. So El Dorado Bronco on the hill at second base and at first base in the starting lineup, and Josh Young has now gone as far as he can with shortstop Colton Burtis. So we mentioned the game time temperature not bad, but the conditions and the humidity make it feel a little worse than 75 degrees, although it was flirting with 90 degrees before that storm came through. Castillo was a quick out number 1. Now Burtis draws a 1-out walk. That'll bring up Jackson Glenn. Jackson Glenn from the Cheney Diamond Dogs plays his college ball at Dallas Baptist. There's a good breaker in there for a strike from Josh Young. Glenn's summer so far, .345, big hack and a miss. He has 5 home runs and 58 at-bats for the Diamond Dogs. And as well represented as the El Dorado Broncos are for the East squad, same goes for Cheney in the West. Into right field, and that's playable by Jamie Ritchie, a fellow El Dorado Broncos. So 2 down, Jackson Glenn. It's a lazy liner to right. And pretty much right where Ritchie was playing. So now here's Andrew Miller. Miller was a contestant in the pregame home run derby, and you'll understand why. He leads the SCL in home runs in the first half. He has 9. He made it to the finals of the home run derby, but he was ousted, as we told you, by Dalton Daly of the Wichita Sluggers. Miller leading 2 of the 3 Triple Crown categories in the first half. 9 home runs and 33 runs batted in for Andrew Miller. 33 RBI in 23 summer games so far. Andrew Miller from UT Arlington. Now in smash, but right at Cooper Elliott, and that's that. So a 1-out walk and nothing further as we go to the bottom of the first. the Sunflower Collegiate League All-Star Game.
Baseball is back this summer with the Sunflower Showcase every Tuesday night at X Stadium. Enjoy a night of family fun at the ballpark. Join KWCH-12 as we watch the SCL champion in the NBC World Series this summer. Sunflower Showcase, Tuesday nights at X Stadium.
From the sea, come to you. I heard a lot of things. Come from the sea, come to you. I'm someone like you. Na 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 na. I'm going to Wichita. I'm going to Wichita. I'm going to Wichita. And I'm going to Wichita.
Learn more at visitwichita.com.
Baseball is back this summer with the Sunflower Showcase every Tuesday night at X Stadium. Enjoy a night of family fun at the ballpark. Join KWCH-12 as we watch the SCL champion in the NBC World Series this summer. Sunflower Showcase, Tuesday nights at X Stadium.
Bottom half of the first inning. The East squad will come to bat. Here's the starting lineup for the East All-Stars. Cooper Elliott, who made a couple of plays in the field in the top half of the inning, will lead it off for the East. It'll be Cooper Elliott, Ryan Chargo, and Enzo Bonventure. Bonventure is an interesting story we'll get to. He's hitting over 400 in the first half of his SCL summer, along with his teammate Levon Reynoso, who was also a contestant in the Home Run Derby. The starting pitcher for the West from the Cheney Diamond Dogs and Pittsburgh State is towing the rubber. 6 starts in the first half. Nate Postlethwaite is 2-1 with a 3.53 summer ERA. He, like his counterpart Josh Young, who, by the way, is likely done. Postlethwaite, very good. 34-7 strikeout to walk ratio. So, much like Josh Young, strikes out way more than he walks in the SCL this summer. So here's the aforementioned Cooper Elliott. Plays collegiately right here at Wichita State. He is a local product. Grew up in nearby Andover. Picks on the first pitch and fouls it back. So off we go here in the bottom of the first. Elliott, 325 on the summer. A home run, 9 runs batted in. Elliott also has a couple of triples. That's tied for second in the league. Leader with 4. Good pitch, a little bit low though. Nate Postlethwaite didn't get the call. 2 balls and 1 strike. Cooper Elliott. And now 3-1. We mentioned in the top half of the inning, only one player for the West had a first half summer average below 300. None of the starters for the East squad has a batting average below 300. And Elliott shoots one down the right field line for extra bases. Elliott can run. Nedved digging it out of the corner in right field, but it's not going to be in time to keep Cooper Elliott from a leadoff triple. Elliott got the count in his favor and shot one just inside the bag. In between Jackson Glenn and the bag. And Elliott picking up his third base coach and head coach, Lance Spongberg, and into third base he went. So now Ryan Chargo. Chargo's summer average of 390. The infield will play back. Clips the outside corner. So a 1-out walk in the top of the inning didn't turn into anything, but Cooper Elliott with a leadoff triple here in the bottom of the first. And that'll do the job. A little roller to the right side. Colin Meinert will take care of Ryan Chargo, but he'll get an RBI, and it's 1-0 East. Got a pitch he could roll over, and that's all it takes with the infield back. So base is empty, 1 away. And now Enzo Bonventure. He takes a called strike. Bonventure, .413 with 3 home runs and 30 collegiate Summer League RBI. He has had a tremendous start to his SCL summer. As a matter of fact, Bonventure recently hit for the cycle in a league game. There's a called strike. Bonventure from Cuyahoga Community College, playing for the Newton Rebels this summer. Postal Weight working quickly and back from the windup with nobody on. Hit on the ground sharply, but right at the shortstop Bertos, and the throw across is just in time. Jackson Glenn able to keep his foot on the bag. So Colton Bertus takes care of Bonventure. Now here's Levon Reynoso. Reynoso is one of 2 brothers, not only on the Hayesville Aviators, but in this All-Star game. And they both participated in the home run derby. Levon, .418 with 8 home runs, playing third base tonight. And here in a couple more batters, Dejan Reynoso, his brother, is the starting catcher for the East squad. 2 balls and 1 strike. Levon Reynoso. Levon and his brother also go to Erskine College. They are natives of Hazleton, Pennsylvania. So not only are they a long way from home, they're a long way from their home school. So Postal Weight has been touched for the game's first run. Triple from Elliott, RBI grounder by Chargo. 3-2. Justin Bundy from the Derby Twins would be next if Levon Reynoso can keep it going. And he chases one in the dirt. So a leadoff triple gives East a 1-0 lead after 1.
Hey, Mr. Thompson, you know how you were so mad about going over on your mobile data plan? Well, we're Cox customers, and this is one of over 500,000 Cox hotspots, totally included in most Cox internet packages. Look, go to your mobile settings, click on Cox Wi-Fi, then plug in your Cox username and password, and then you're on Wi-Fi. And you could, like, stream that video of my band, literally no problem.
Find free hotspots because you're a Cox high-speed internet customer. Cox.com/learn.
Wait, how are we streaming this right now?
Oh, you just gotta sign up for a user ID at Cox.com, and then you can manage your account. You can connect to free Wi-Fi hotspots all over the country, including this one, so you can save your data and watch your favorite shows while you're on the go with the Contour app.
That's cool.
It's like by registering, I unleashed my full potential.
Voila.
Kind of like he unleashed theirs.
Not the same.
Sign up for a Cox ID to stream, access Wi-Fi hotspots, manage your account, and more.
And welcome back. 1 inning in the books here at the Westar Energy Sunflower Collegiate League All-Star Game here at X Stadium, as the West squad will send up Dylan Nedved, Treston Kennard, and Taylor Barber here in the top of the second. And we're pleased to be joined by the senior community relations specialist, Sherry Farmer from Westar Energy. Welcome.
Hi, Shane.
How are you?
I'm doing well.
Well, one hour too late, but I guess we're playing ball, right?
We are. That's what we like.
So tell us about the involvement that Westar Energy is not only taken with this All-Star game, but I know you guys are involved with the NBC World Series, which is coming up soon. What does it mean for Westar to be involved?
We really pride ourselves in being involved in all the communities that we serve in and around Kansas. And now with the merger with KCP&L, adding a whole crop of new customers to enjoy.
Jake Hammond is the new pitcher for the East squad after Josh Young went 1. So we will certainly be trying to keep track of all the comings and goings of the players trying to be a part of this all-star game. It's certainly an exhibition and a fun one at that. In addition to the baseball that Westar Energy is so happy to be behind, some other things in the Wichita community and maybe even the surrounding areas that we wouldn't necessarily know that Westar is involved in.
One of the things is the launch of the new Evergy Pavilion at the NASCAR Park that's opening later this spring. And we also are involved in quite a few other events throughout the community as well. One thing many people may not know is that we were instrumental in putting up the Keeper of the Plains long ago and designing it and actually getting it installed.
Dylan Nedved lines one into right field, and that's going to drop in front of Ritchie, the right fielder, and Jamie Ritchie is going to play this one into 3 bases for Nedved. And he is going to coast in there. So after Cooper Elliott tripled in the bottom half of the first inning, Dylan Nedved, who came in hitting .294 this summer, snuck one past the right fielder, Jamie Ritchie. So that's a costly misplay for the El Dorado right fielder, and just like that West squad is back in business. And for those around Wichita and South Central Kansas, they know all about the Keeper of the Plains and what a really, really identifiable and cool structure that is. As Kennard hits a liner to the first baseman, so 1 out and no advance for Nedved. Can you walk us through the process of being involved in the Keeper of the Plains? Because that's big stuff around here.
It was. We actually had some designers on staff that helped in designing and created a cardboard structure of the actual Keeper of the Plain design, and then we used our bucket trucks and equipment to help actually, and the steel, putting it together, and actually got it assembled and installed.
Taylor Barber, a member of the Home Run Derby a couple of hours ago. He has hit .342 with 7 home runs so far in his first half of his summer here in the SCL. Nedved's at third with 1 out. Jake Hammond from the Derby Twins trying to keep it 1-0. And we don't want to look too far ahead, but of course this is kind of a precursor to the NBC World Series, which has, I don't want to say taken a little bit of a hit, but a detour. Now that the new stadium is being built, and we'll be playing it right here.
Absolutely, and we're looking forward to that. Being the presenting sponsor, powered by Westar Energy, the 85th annual NBC tournament. Looking forward to just being home here at Wichita State and giving the opportunity to the incoming teams to showcase Wichita.
And a lot of these players are certainly looking forward to that as well. That one's into left center field, and it's going to drop in for a base hit. Taylor Barber with a single to left center, and Nedved scores to tie the game. So a triple and then a 1-out single, and Taylor Barber has tied the game for the East, or for the West rather, at 1. Luke Repka is coming up next. He was also a member of the Home Run Derby earlier tonight. He's the third baseman. Repka with the runner at first. 1-1 here in the top of the second. We're joined in the booth by Senior Community Relations Specialist Sherry Farmer from Westar Energy. And can we talk about the excitement and the change for Westar and what that eventually will turn into?
The merger, it's actually a year old, but we merged with KCP&L this time last year. We're very excited. We'll be announcing our new name coming up this fall in October.
That could have been a double play, but turned into no outs at all. That was kind of a tough in-between hop for Cooper Elliott, the second baseman for El Dorado, and they end up getting nothing. So Repka at first, and Barber goes to second. Yep. Continue. Let's not let the game get in the way of our convo.
So we've actually will double our customer base to 1.6 million customers in Kansas and Missouri that we'll be serving. So we're very excited about the possibilities and the increased resources and the ability to do a lot more with our customers.
And how will it affect the customers, if at all?
Actually, they will start in the beginning to see a small decrease in their bills. They will be getting some rebates. Some have already started, and I believe there's a couple of more that will be coming in their monthly bills. So benefit of the combining of assets. So
Colin Minor, your batter, the second baseman, a 9-hole hitter, is had a good start to his summer. Runners at first and second for the West squad with the score tied at 1 here in the top of the second. And if you pay online, you can continue to do that. Any of that sort of stuff, the red tape stuff, we don't have to worry about, right?
Nope, it will be seamless to the customers, and our new company name Evergy will be helping our customers in new exciting ways to come. So we're excited about the possibilities and new things that are coming their way.
Double steal was on there. Barber swipes third, and he goes home on a throwing error by the catchers. So a couple of errors in the inning here from the East has given the West a 2-1 lead, and Repka on the back end of the double steal hangs on at second base. And that'll be ball 4 to Colin Minert. And back to the top of the order we go with Kyler Castillo. And anytime you get into, Sherry, into change, people don't like change.
Right.
But you certainly feel like this is a change for the best, and it's less stressful least stressful as it can possibly be for the customer, right?
Absolutely. It will be seamless for them, and we've been taking this past year just kind of getting to know our counterparts in KCP&L, and it's kind of like having family members come together for a reunion. So we're really excited about the possibilities and the new opportunities that will be coming our way, and you'll see increased involvement in the communities that we serve. So we're excited about that.
1 ball and 1 strike to Kyler Castillo, grounded out to second his first time up there with a home run and 21 runs driven in so far in the summer for Kyler Castillo. Runners lead away at first and second. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So the West squad, after being hitless in the first inning, making a little noise here in the second and taking advantage of some miscues by the East All-Stars here in the second inning. Besides this cushy stuff of getting to kind of cruise around and talk to the dignitaries, what else do you do with West Star?
I help oversee our sponsorships and our partnerships that we have, including our educational partnerships. We actually have a program for high school students, juniors and seniors, to enroll in a partnership with Pratt Community College to become a lineman. So it allows them to still attend high school, but be able to learn the skills of a lineman, and once they graduate, they're an apprentice and can go get a job.
Interesting. So 2 outs now in the inning for Colton Burtis, the shortstop. He drew a 1-out walk against Josh Young his last time up there. A 2-run second inning here by the West has given them a 2-1 lead. Colton Burtis out of Central Oklahoma, plays for the Wichita Sluggers. And he's got Repka at second base and Minert at first base. And again, we're talking to the Senior Community Relations Specialist from West Star Energy, Sherry Farmer, joining us here in the booth here in West. Appreciates that. You bring them a little good luck from West Star Energy.
We did. It's always fun to see the guys play.
And we talked a little bit earlier about the NBC World Series, taking a little bit of a detour here to X Stadium and Tyler Field. And it's got to make not only you guys and gals at West Star, but the fans, when the playing surface is like it is, when you want to have a multi-day tournament in the middle of the summer, you know just what happened tonight. That's going to happen from time to time.
Absolutely. And this is such a great state-of-the-art facility, and I know the players will be excited to play here, and it offers just a little bit of a more unique experience with the Coleman Hills and the outfield, and just the stadium capacity, I think, is going to be one that's beneficial for everybody.
3-2 the count now to Colton Burtis. And it obviously, baseball fans around here know Lawrence Dumont Stadium, when it was here, X Stadium, all turf, the maintenance of the field is not that big of a deal, and you can turn it around and start playing again at all hours.
That's right. Very beneficial for Kansas.
So it's been a kind of a rough go of it here in this inning by Jake Hammond from the Derby Twins. He's thrown quite a few pitches here in the top half of the second inning, having a hard time closing it out. And now Jackson Glenn becomes the 8th man to bat in the order. Glenn last inning lined out to right. A knee-high strike to him. No balls and 1 strike. So with the 4th coming up and hot weather coming, any quick suggestions from Westar Energy and how to kind of manage your outage?
Your fireworks and so forth. Big safety comment of making sure that once you've disposed of your fireworks, make sure you keep them doused in a bucket of water for at least a day, just to make sure before you throw them in the trash. Also, be mindful of trees in your area or on your property. Don't shoot anything up or try to reach up anything on those power lines. And if you ever come across a power line that's down, always assume it's energized and call us immediately, or 911.
Jackson Glen goes down. West will have to settle for 2. Sherry, thanks so much for dropping by.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
All right.
Baseball is back this summer with the Sunflower Showcase every Tuesday night at X Stadium. Enjoy a night of family fun at the ballpark. Join KWCH-12 as we watch the SCL champion in the NBC World Series this summer. Sunflower Showcase, Tuesday nights at X Stadium. Baseball is back this summer with the Sunflower Showcase every Tuesday night at X Stadium. Enjoy a night of family fun at the ballpark. Join KWCH-12 as we watch the SCL champion in the NBC World Series this summer. Sunflower Showcase, Tuesday nights at X Stadium.
And tonight's Sunflower Collegiate League All-Star Game is sponsored by Westar Energy, P&E Building Services, Midwest Single Source, E-Graphics, Graphics and Signs, BurgerFi, JP Wygand & Sons, Regasa Aerospace, Greater Wichita YMCA, Shirts Plus, and by Chicken Max. Bottom half of the second, East comes to bat, trailing at 2-1. Lane Ketter from the Wichita Sluggers and Northeast Community College will come out for inning number 2. And he will face Justin Bundy to lead it off. Lane Ketter has made 4 starts for the Sluggers. He's 1-2 with an ERA of 2.52. So he's had a good start to his summer. He has 39 innings pitched so far for the Sluggers. Justin Bundy takes a little tight. 1 ball and no strikes. Bundy, 337 with 3 summer home runs. That one crowded him, and Bundy couldn't resist. And a breaking ball cut on and missed as fireworks go off in the background. We appreciate Sherry Farmer coming up from Westar Energy and joining us for the last half inning. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Bundy's really been on the defensive throughout the entire plate appearance here. Lane Ketter in 39 1/3 has only walked 8. So no real surprise that he was named to the All-Star team. Nate Postlewaite ended up giving up 1 run on 1 hit, 1 strikeout. Justin Bundy, Dejan Reynoso, and Connor Kinn, the hitters due up here for the East. Fastball straightened him up, and Bundy has evened the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Justin Bundy from Athens, Texas, Northwest Oklahoma State. And breaking ball, and Bundy maybe chased a pitch out of the strike zone, so Ketter gets his initial strikeout. And now here comes Dejan Reynoso. Dejan was in the home run derby before the game. He had 3 first-round home runs and then lost out in a swing-off to Andrew Miller. For the Hayesville Aviators, Reynoso, 5 home runs, hitting .338 this summer. Again, he and his brother Levon playing for the Aviators this summer. Good change up, 0-2. And another changeup, and look out. That's why there are nets down toward the dugout. So 2 strikeouts here in a good second inning, at least so far, for Lane Cutter. So now here comes Connor Kinn, 6'7", 210. El Dorado Bronco first baseman. And it is hard if you don't bounce one in there to not throw a strike to this guy. Big strike zone, although Kinn is hitting .386 this summer for El Dorado. Breaking ball didn't quite come around. Kinn, 7th in the league in hitting at .386. Got the count his way, but popped one foul over toward that makeshift dugout, and a great sliding catch over in front of the west dugout. Great play to end the bottom of the second.
During Memorial May, our biggest sale is on sale. Take 20% off all regular price furniture and accessories, or get up to 36 months no interest financing. Just west of Oliver on 13th.
Wait, how are we streaming this right now?
Oh, you just gotta sign up for a user ID at Cox.com, and then you can manage your account. You can connect to free Wi-Fi hotspots all over the country, including this one, so you can save your data and watch your favorite shows while you're on the go with the Contour app.
That's cool.
It's like by registering, I unleashed my full potential.
Voila.
Kind of like he unleashed theirs.
Not the same.
Sign up for a Cox ID to stream, access Wi-Fi hotspots, manage your account, and more.
During Memorial May, our biggest sale is on sale. Save up to $700 on select Tempur-Pedic mattress sets. Plus, get up to 8 years no interest financing. Just west of Oliver on 13th.
Pitcher and inning continues here in this Westar Energy SCL All-Star game here at X Stadium. Tremendous play ending last half inning. Luke Repka, the third baseman for the West squad, right in front of that makeshift dugout with a sliding play and self-preservation, but also recorded the out and saved a 1-2-3 inning for Lane Ketter. A great play by West third baseman Luke Repka. Dakota Rod is the newest pitcher here in this one, after Young and Hammond went one apiece. Rod pitching for the Mulvane Patriots. He goes to nearby Newman University, across town a little ways. Rod 1-2 this summer, .238 ERA and 22 2/3. Big strikeout numbers so far this summer for Dakota, 26 and 22 2/3. So Rod will get Andrew Miller, the cleanup man, and then Dylan Nedved and Tristan Kennard. And I beg your pardon, they've gone out of order a little bit. It's Yu Lun Huang. And that first pitch is in there for a strike. No, that is Dakota Rod. We have 2 number 13s, of course, for the SCL All-Stars, but this is Dakota Rod, Yu Lung Wong, number 13 for the Hayesville Aviators. He's scheduled to pitch later on. Miller pops it up foul, and it's going to get out of play. Reynoso ran out of room. Miller lined out to the second baseman his first time up there. And Miller finished as the runner-up in the home run derby before this one. Good breaking ball, and that'll be the end of Miller. So Dakota Rod strikes out Andrew Miller for the first out here in the top of the third. Here's Dylan Nedved. He had a slicing liner to the right fielder, Jamie Ritchie. It bounced in front of Ritchie and then consequently bounced behind him for a leadoff triple. Nedved came around to score 2 batters later. That one floats in there for a strike. Nedved goes to Hutchinson Community College, playing for the Hutch Monarchs. And somehow that did not hit him, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes as Nedved had one thrown behind him by Dakota Rod. Rod, also a local kid. He's from Andover, Kansas. Just a few minutes outside of Wichita. Goes to Newman University. Here's his 0-2. That was, I guess, a brushback pitch. Could be viewed that way, right? Rod's 1-2. And that's a good-looking pitch. Strike 3 called. Dakota Rod with back-to-back strikeouts. And that'll bring up Tristan Kennard. Kennard lined out to the first baseman his first time up there. There you see the Lubbock, Texas native, goes to the University of New Orleans, plays for the Cheney Diamond Dogs. West got both of its runs in the top of the second. East got 1 in the first. Cooper Elliott gives ground, and he's going to take care of Kennard. A 1-2-3 inning turned in by Dakota Rod.
Has it been a while since you thought about your roof? At Dinger's Roofing and Construction, we do more than think about roofs. We inspect, repair, and replace them. From residential to commercial, Dinger's is locally owned, licensed, and insured, and a member of the Better Business Bureau. Dinger's offers discounts for the military, first responders, and seniors. Call Dinger's, where our estimates are free, but our expertise is priceless. Call 202-2066 today. Dinger's, your home team pro.
From the sea, come to you. I heard the laughing. Come from the sea, come to you. I'm someone like you. Na 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 na. I'm going to Wichita. I'm going to Wichita. I'm going to Wichita. And I'm going to Wichita.
Learn more at visitwichita.com.
Noah Kelly, the most recent pitcher into this one, pitches for the Hutch Monarchs from Barstow Community College. 6 games all out of the bullpen so far for the Hutch Monarchs earlier this summer. ERA of 1.83 for Noah Kelly. So 1 inning at a time in this exhibition game, the All-Star game here at X Stadium. It's 2-1. The West leads it as we head to the bottom of the third, and happy to be joined by number 10, Gene Stevenson, joining me here. How you doing, Gene?
Well, I'm just great. I don't know how I could be any better.
Watching a little summer baseball, right?
I just thought of how I could be better.
How's that?
I could be you.
Always know what to say, Gene. Hey, and let's go back to your coaching days. And how long ago was it that you were involved in summer baseball? All the way back to your time at the University of Oklahoma?
No, I actually, in 1986, took the Wichita Broncos on for the summertime. And we had a great team. We did a lot of good things. But we were eliminated. I think we finished about 5th in the NBC at that time. At that time, there were a lot of great players coming in here and playing in that tournament.
And, of course, that was the time of the Jayhawk League, which has kind of melded into a few different reincarnations since then. But when you talk about some solid players in the 80s and early 90s, Jayhawk League really didn't have to take back seat to anybody, did they?
Oh, we had a lot of good teams and good players, and and since then there's been a lot of draining of players away from this tournament, and that's too bad because this was something that was a real showcase nationally.
Noah Kelly facing Jamie Ritchie. Ritchie getting his first plate appearance. It's Ritchie, Ricardo Paris, and then back to the top of the order. Ritchie hitting .310 in the summer. And a little flare that might find center field, and that's, swing base hit for Jamie Ritchie. So the leadoff man is on here in the bottom of the third. Gene, speak to, if you could, about the difficulty in getting to know and being able to successfully coach summer kids when you barely even know them. You really got to hit the ground running. How's that go?
Well, it was just a lot of fun for me because, first of all, I got paid a little bit of money, and at that time it was really important. I got a little money. But it was really fun to catch some of these guys who were really good players at other schools, as well as guys that we had. Eric Snyder, for example, who's the top assistant at Louisville now, played shortstop for us that year. Danny Rayleigh played third base for us.
Former Shocker great Danny Rayleigh.
Yes, and we had Elenis Westbrooks from Texas in center field. And,
So did it just basically come down to you fill out the lineup card and, hey, go play? We're not going to make this too complicated? Or did you try to coach them up a little bit?
Well, we tried to steal a lot of bases. I mean, we had some great speed. Kent Headley, was one of the great runners that we had. And I'm just thankful that we had that opportunity too. But, I love summer baseball. Absolutely love it with the college influx.
Ritchie goes on the first pitch to Cooper Elliott. Successfully steals second base, but he'll hang on right there on the overthrow. Cooper Elliott tripled and scored the first run and only run so far for the East. So Ritchie now in scoring position with one out here in the bottom of the third. We're getting to a point now, Gene, where in this day and age, not everybody goes out and plays summer ball. And it didn't used to be that way, did it? Unless you were in trouble in school, maybe?
I'm going to tell you one thing. If you aspire to be a major league player, or you aspire to be even a minor league player, and if you think you're going to be able to enhance your chances by sitting out in the summertime, you're insane. Because you need to play this game every day as much and often as you can, and experience the ups and downs and the difficulties and the things that go on, both physically and mentally. And, it's a game that the most consistent people at doing everything that the game requires are the ones that are the most successful. Those are the ones that always make it happen. And, so if there's any Wichita State people, for example, right now that are sitting out in the summertime, it's a huge mistake. I don't care where they are, but if they're not playing and they're healthy, their chances of getting better are very slim.
Talking to former Wichita State head coach Gene Stevenson, joining us here in the booth here in the third inning of the Westar Energy Sunflower Collegiate League All-Star Game here at X Stadium, home of Wichita State, of course. And summer baseball, at least it used to be, not just for the players that didn't get a lot of at-bats or didn't get a lot of innings. Those are the guys that summer baseball is really tailored for. There's your chance to get some experience, right?
Exactly. And you get to experience different coaches. And sometimes they can be very good coaches. And you can see what you should learn to do and be better, and what you should not learn to do to be better. So I think that the more experience that you can gain in that respect and more games that you can play over a period of year after year after year, the better that you're going to be. And I'll tell you another thing, since we're talking about young people, I think that it's really important to learn to play as many sports, different sports, as you can so that you can become a better athlete and have a better idea of where your body is in space during the course of a game and know where you are and what you can or can't do physically. It's really important that, you don't narrow it down to just one sport at the age of 10 or 12. I mean, I really believe that. I would always encourage our guys that we recruited and signed out of high school as a junior in high school and they want to play football or don't play football. Do you want to play football? Well, yeah, I want to play football. Well, you should play football. And the same way with basketball. Run track, do whatever. But most of all, and I want to emphasize this, not because you needed it, go to class.
That's
be a good student.
That's right. Could you tell in all your years at Wichita State, was it fairly easy to tell who took summer ball pretty seriously when they came back for fall ball? Could you tell it they made themselves at least a different player?
Always. And, some guys were injured and perhaps needed to take the summer off because of that. But, for the most part, it was very important to get guys placed into really good summer programs.
Can you stick around?
Well, if they want me.
All right. Noah Kelly strikes out the side. I'm the boss. You stick around. We'll be back after this.
You got it.
Hey, Mr. Thompson, you know how you were so mad about going over on your mobile data plan? Well, we're Cox customers. And this is one of over 500,000 Cox hotspots, totally included in most Cox internet packages. Look, go to your mobile settings, click on Cox Wi-Fi, then plug in your Cox username and password, and then you're on Wi-Fi. And you can, stream that video of my band, literally no problem.
Find free hotspots because you're a Cox high-speed internet customer. Cox.com/learn.
Wait, how are we streaming this right now?
Oh, you just gotta sign up for a user ID at Cox.com, and then you can manage your account. You can connect to free Wi-Fi hotspots all over the country, including this one, so you can save your data and watch your favorite shows while you're on the go with the Contour app.
That's cool.
It's like by registering, I unleashed my full potential.
Voila.
Kind of like he unleashed theirs.
Not the same.
Sign up for a Cox ID to stream, access Wi-Fi hotspots, manage your account, and more.
2-1 West after 3 as we head to the top of the fourth here at the Sunflower Collegiate League All-Star Game, sponsored by Westar Energy. Drew Gooch is your most recent pitcher for the East squad. Drew from El Dorado by way of Texas Arlington. The Maverick is 3-0 this summer. He has struck out 34 and walked 3 in 23 2/3 summer innings. Drew Gooch is having quite a summer for the El Dorado Broncos.
Having a very good summer.
I'd say so. Speaking of, and we're talking to Gene Stevenson here. We were talking about summer ball before we got interrupted in between innings. But, Gene, was there ever a point that you would reach out to the summer coaches that Shocker players would go to and put a governor on their innings or at bats or anything like that? Or you just kind of roll the dice a little that way? Because I know it's that way now.
I think that was possible, that we might have done that a few times when we had a guy that didn't know his own limit and would be in a position where, coming off an injury, for example, or a guy that we expected that had pitched a lot of innings in the spring for us, maybe saying that, don't allow him to go with fewer than 4 or 5 days, 6 days rest or something, not throw too many pitches, not pitch too many innings. Oh, but that was rare. Most of the guys we were sending out needed the help to be that and do that. And, of course, in the later years when you had guys on USA teams and going out and being in special leagues, that for a long way away, you didn't have that problem because the coaches took care of their players.
Taylor Barber to lead it off here in the top of the fourth inning for the West. He had an RBI and a run scored in that 2-run second inning for the West. It'll be Barber, Repka, and Meinert if nothing changes here in the top of the fourth. So it'll be the lower third of the order, and Drew Gooch delivers a little bit low. 1 ball and no strikes.
Boy, it's turned into a beautiful night,
It
hasn't
has. It cooled off by the real feel, I'm sure, by about 20 degrees from a couple of hours ago.
Boy, this is a beautiful field.
Quite a facility.
I don't know how in the world that anybody could turn this program down. Would you? I mean, coming here to
And
play.
phase 5 over there to our left.
Actually, that's phase 7 or 8. But, you know, some of these people want to bypass the things that happened at different times. But I think it might have been now be phase 8, frankly. But we had so many different things that we put together over the different years because we had to piecemeal it together. We weren't able to raise enough money to be able to do it all in one swoop.
Sure.
So, but it's really come together well over the years. And it's a great place for fans to watch a game and a beautiful field for the players to play on.
Taylor Barber goes down on strikes for the first out. Take us through that, Gene. You were here from the very beginning. What came first? All right, for those that don't know, and you just look at this facility right now, it's hard to envision going all the way back to 1978.
Well, what came first was trying to influence young men to take the chance to come here. We had nothing to show them. That first fall practice, we practiced on the marching band field.
Mm-hmm.
Our first backstop was soccer backstop, which didn't hold up very well when you're trying to stop balls from going through it. I wasn't very smart.
And your first couple of recruiting classes probably threw a bunch to the backstop.
Well, you know, the volleyball backstop didn't stop baseballs from going through it. Right. So what I'll tell you this was that it's a story that needs to be told and needs to be people take great pride in, because it was a situation where people told us time and time again that we're experts in baseball. Why are you leaving the University of Oklahoma, where you've been to the College World Series 5 years in a row? Why would you leave there to come to Wichita for 1/3 of the money you were making at Wichita, at Oklahoma State, at Oklahoma? And well, the answer, to me, it was an opportunity, because there were so many people around the country that were keeping their jobs with mediocre records or nothing, because they weren't being paid a whole lot. There wasn't a lot of turnover. And this was something that, to me, you know, I really felt like we could make it into something special, and I just felt like that. I can't believe that it took so darn long to get it done. But yes, we were very good from the beginning. I mean, our players, even though they had a lot to learn and to come in here and perform, we actually never practiced on a field that we played on in 1978, if you can believe that. So it was a different situation altogether. And I always like to say, but this is the truth, most professional people in baseball, scouts and otherwise, their favorite saying to me when I left Oklahoma to come to Wichita State, son, you don't have a snowball's chance in hell of that ever working. Why in the world are you doing that? And I must have heard that 50 times. It was just more of a challenge.
And look at the
That's all it
place
was.
now. Drew Gooch strikes out the side, so we will go to the bottom of the fourth with West still leading it 2-1.
From the sea, come to you. I heard the laughing. Good from the sea, come to you. I'm someone like you. Na 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 na, na 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 na. I'm going to Wichita. I'm going to Wichita. I'm going to Wichita. And I'm going to Wichita.
Learn more at visitwichita.com.
Welcome back to the ballpark, X Stadium in Tyler Field on the campus of Wichita State. Sunflower Collegiate League All-Star Game brought to you by Westar Energy. Heads to the bottom of the fourth inning. Stephen Beard from Sam Houston State and most recently the Great Bend Batcats. He has made 3 starts for Great Bend and he's won them all. 17 2/3 in those 3 starts. He struck out 23, so he becomes the 4th pitcher for the West squad. There you see Stevens' vitals. And assuming no replacements, he'll take on Leyvon Reynoso, Justin Bundy, and Dejan Reynoso. It'll be the heart of the order for the East. He scored after 2 batters in the first, haven't scored since. Gene?
Well, Shane, it really is important for these guys to get better in the summertime. And the fact that you're having this all-star game is really something special. It's too bad that the weather came in and drove a lot of fans away, because when this game was due to start, of course, the weather was the problem. And there were so many people here. There's not 1/5 of the people now that were here before. And I think the threat of the thunderstorms drove a lot of people away. When we got here right before 7, there was a huge bunch of people out in the lower lobby. And then the crowd, as we had seen it, as I looked through the center field camera here, the crowd when we came in from the east, the crowd was, looked like there were maybe 800 people here. And then when I got behind the scenes in that concourse, boy.
Leyvon Reynoso lines into the first out of the 4th inning, right at Colin Meinert. And so now it'll be Justin Bundy, who was a strikeout victim his first time up there. We were talking about X Stadium in Tyler Field in the last half inning. Give us some milestone years in your tenure here at Wichita State that you saw this stadium incrementally get to where it is now.
Well, honestly, the first permanent seats. The first permanent seats we had were in the aftermath of the '82 season, when we went all the way to the national championship game. That was the first year that ESPN did every single game live across the country for the World Series, and there we were playing for the national championship in the final game. Back home, we didn't have any seats. We didn't have any bathrooms. We didn't have any. We had nothing. No place to dress. Nothing. And we had a great team. Now, those seats that are outside the left field bleachers, the bleachers are out there. I wouldn't let anybody take those away, because those were the first permanent seats we had here, and they were donated to us by a philanthropist here in town who had nothing to do with sports or art. She was an art philanthropist, Gladys Wiedemann, or Wiedemann Hall.
Wiedemann Hall, yes, here on campus.
And she instructed, and after finding out that we still had nothing here, she donated those bleachers, which at that time were probably about $15,000, and that was a huge change for us. Next change, of course. You want me to keep going?
Keep going.
Okay.
We got 2 more outs to go.
Okay. The next change was in the '85 season, when we really had another great team. But I should say, yeah. The '84 season, I think we put in the third base dugout. That's now been third base dugout and dressing room and things over there that now have taken out. But in '85, we put in bleachers from the '84 World's Fair.
I remember that
out of
story.
New Orleans.
Yeah.
And they were the Dolphin tank, okay?
Right.
They went around that way, and that's how come they were in 5 different sections around. But for the first time, we had permanent seating in the neighborhood of 3,000 seats. And, the difficult thing was that I know they would not have passed code if somebody had come out and checked it, because they lost a lot of nuts and bolts, in the transfer from New Orleans. And we cringed every time we had a packed house, and we had a lot of packed houses. But because the seats in the stadium would actually go left and right, and you think, oh my gosh, don't let it happen, Lord, please. And to help that situation over the next 5 or 10 years, we put steel in between those 5 sections and made more seats and put them in there. And we actually got a little, I don't know whether it was a trailer setup or not, but it was set it up on top of the backstop back here on top of the stands. So we had a first-time press box for sure. And then it just kind of mushroomed beyond. We had lights when we put in the same seats here for the World's Fair. And it was always at that point in time, a one step at a time change.
Mm-hmm.
The next really huge milestone, though, was building what we're sitting in now.
Yes.
And, well, I'll just say this. There were Ron and Linda Tyler in '88 made a huge contribution and got us our color coordinated that you see fencing and everything now in the stadium, the black and gold and the green. And but boy, fundraising after the 98-99 season for this particular project here was a story in itself.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I said. Somebody ought to write a book. If I could write, it's hard enough for me to read, So if I could write, boy, what a story. And all the great things that have happened since 2000 when we built this facility right here, and changed out the AstroTurf every 10 years along the way and got bigger and better all the time.
And by the way, now everybody has AstroTurf.
Well,
Wichita State had AstroTurf way back.
We had AstroTurf infield.
Infield, yeah.
Infield. And that was like hitting on Creighton's concrete. It was you'd hit that. Remember when those stadium up at Creighton?
Mm-hmm.
That we thought we were playing on a parking lot.
Yeah.
Well, this is that was the way it was here. It was so fast and hard, but we thought it was the greatest thing that we ever had.
Sure did. A little ground ball by Ritchie rather, to the shortstop, and we remain 2-1 going to the 5th.
And the last thing, Shane, was that 2010 we put that indoor facility right there. Fundraising never stopped. Absolutely never stopped. And we were playing pretty darn well.
Thanks for stopping by, Gene.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure.
You're the man, buddy.
Gene Stevenson with us here at the Act.
Ashley Home Store's Memorial Day sale is going on now. Buy today and save up to 30% or get 0% interest for 6 whole years. Only at America's #1 furniture and mattress store. Ashley Home Store. Visit us in East or West Wichita. This is home.
Wait, how are we streaming this right now?
Oh, you just got to sign up for a user ID at Cox.com, and then you can manage your account. You can connect to free Wi-Fi hotspots all over the country, including this one, so you can save your data and watch your favorite shows while you're on the go with the Contour app.
That's cool.
It's like by registering, I unleashed my full potential.
Voila.
Kind of like he unleashed theirs.
Not the same.
Sign up for a Cox ID to stream, access Wi-Fi hotspots, manage your account, and more.
Ashley Home Store's Memorial Day mattress sale is going on now. Don't miss summer's hottest deals. Hurry in and save up to $700 on select Tempur-Pedic adjustable sets, or get 0% interest for 8 whole years. Ashley Home Store. Visit us in East or West Wichita.
Been a cheer, it looks like, I think, or maybe this is Spencer Cochran, the newest pitcher. 1 per inning. Yeah, it's Spencer Cochran from the Derby Twins, and Oklahoma State is the next pitcher here for the East. 2-1. West leading after 4. Again, if you're just joining us, the Sunflower Collegiate League All-Star Game set back by about an hour due to weather. But off we go to the 5th, and back to the top of the order for the West. And a swing and a foul back. This looks like Dante Freeman from Great Bend. So Castillo went 0 for 2, and now in come the reserves for the West squad. And Freeman shoots one into right field for a base hit. So he greets Cochran with a leadoff base hit to right. Spencer Cochran from Prosper, Texas, 6'4", 215, big guy. And Freeman greets him with a base hit. That'll bring up a pinch hitter for the West squad. Blake Rambush from Grayson College, the Cheney Diamond Dogs. Takes over for Colton Burtis. So Rambush facing Cochran with one on and nobody out. The East got one run in the first inning. It only took them 2 batters, but they've been blanked since then. The West got a couple of runs with the benefit of a couple of errors by the East squad in the second. And that's where we stand, 2-1. Cochran buries one in the turf, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Rambush 304 for his summer in 79 at bats. Runner goes from first, and that is going to be a stolen base without a play. So Dante Freeman steals second. The University of St. Mary product steals his way into scoring position. Nobody out here in the 5th. And Cochran takes care of Rambush. So a backwards K for the first out here in the 5th. So the 5th different pitcher for the East squad. So another reserve makes his way into the ball game now. That's Tanner Buckley. He's a Topeka, Kansas native, Butler Community College, playing for the Andale Warhawks. Takes upstairs, so now Buckley will take over for Jackson Glenn. Glenn went 0 for 2. And that one's into center field for a base hit. Freezing on the line drive was Freeman, and he is not going to be able to score. He'll be held up at third. So Buckley with a line drive into center field. And now the West has something going here. Zach Baxley will pinch hit. Baxley, a Wichita native, playing for the Sluggers, collegiately at Hutch Junior College. Baxley so far this summer, 10 out of 57, takes over for Miller. Miller went 0 for 2. So Cochran looking for a ground ball at an infielder here. Again, the West with 2 in the second. They got an RBI base hit from Taylor Barber. There were a couple of errors mixed in there. That one floats foul down the right side and finds the concourse. So we thank Sherry Farmer from Westar Energy, and we also thank Gene Stevenson, former Shocker head coach, making his way up here. There you see in the foreground Cooper Elliott from El Dorado. He's changed positions. He started the game at second base. He slides over to short as substitutes start to make their way into the game. 3 balls and 1 strike. Cochran's hit a snag here in the 5th. Three and 2. Payoff pitch coming to Baxley. And down he goes. So 2 strikeouts in the inning for Cochran, who's trying to get himself out of trouble by himself. And if form holds, Braden Whitchurch will become the latest pinch hitter. And it looks like he has from the Hutch Monarchs. Whitchurch, 303 this summer. Whitchurch, also a native of Wichita, goes to Allen County Community College. Runner breaks from first, but a foul back, and Buckley will have to go back to first. Buckley had a huge jump off of the pitcher, Cochran. So Cochran has alternated singles and strikeouts, and he has gotten his way out of trouble as he strikes out all 3 outs in the top of the 5th, halfway through from Eck Stadium in the SCL All-Star Game. The 85th NBC World Series, powered by Westar Energy, starts just around the corner, July 27th. And it goes through August 10th. For the first time ever, the entire series will be played right here at Eck Stadium. For information about tickets to see the Sunflower Collegiate League teams participate, party suites, and the all-inclusive All-American Club, go to NBCBaseball.com. Jarrett Dotson, the newest pitcher in the game, Wichita Slugger and Pitt State Gorilla. He's originally from Baxter Springs, Kansas. Jarrett Dotson this summer is 2-1 for the Sluggers with a 3.68 ERA. Dotson, like so many of his other predecessors, a lot of strikeouts and not many walks. 29-5. So here's the 9-hole hitter Ricardo Paris. He was the guy that changed spots with Cooper Elliott. First pitch swing, and it's going to be a first pitch base runner for the East squad. Paris hit one to shortstop, and Rambush tried to round it off, and it kind of had a do or die play at first, and Paris beat it out. So now Cooper Elliott, who's working on a perfect night, he's tripled and walked. Takes a strike. Elliott tripled and scored in the first, walked and was stranded at first in the third. Elliott up among the league's leaders in runs scored. He's tied for 7th in the league with 22 runs scored. We mentioned he has a couple of triples. And he fists one down the right side, and that's going to land foul. Elliott in the first inning against Nate Postlethwaite whistled one down the right field line in between Jackson Glenn, the first baseman, and the bag. It ended up as a head-first sliding triple. And he chases and misses a slider down at his feet. Cooper Elliott retired for the first time. First strikeout for Dotson. So now Ryan Chargo, who's 0 for 2, but he brought in Elliott with a ground ball to second base in the first. And that one's just foul past the bag. So the West team has gone to its bench already, and we presume that the East will follow suit here in another inning or so. That one's looped down the left field side, and that's foul. No balls and 2 strikes to Ryan Chargo from the Salina Shock. 390 hitter, first part of his summer. Chargo with that 390 average, that's only good for 6th in the SCL. We got some red-hot hitters in the first half of this season. Many of those we've seen here tonight. Rolled to the first baseman. There's a tag play at first, and that's all that Buckley will settle for. Down to second goes Paris, so now our runner at second, 2 away after Chargo is out 3 unassisted. So now Enzo Bonventure, he's one of those guys that's got a gaudy batting average in the first half of his summer, .413. That's good for 3rd in the league. Enzo tied with Leyvon Reynoso for the league lead in hits with 33 here at the break. Back through the middle, and it's going to find its way into center field for a hit. Play at the plate, and out at home plate. A tremendous throw from center field to gun down the potential run for the East squad. So it'll be a single to center, but 8-2 goes the play. And Hartman guns down a would-be base runner at home plate as we head to the 6th.
During Memorial May, our biggest sale is on sale. Take 20% off all regular price furniture and accessories, or get up to 36 months no interest financing. Just west of Oliver on 13th.
Wait, how are we streaming this right now?
Oh, you just gotta sign up for a user ID at Cox.com, and then you can manage your account. You can connect to free Wi-Fi hotspots all over the country, including this one, so you can save your data and watch your favorite shows while you're on the go with the Contour app.
That's cool.
It's like by registering, I unleashed my full potential.
Voila.
Kind of like he unleashed theirs.
Not the same.
Sign up for a Cox ID to stream, access Wi-Fi hotspots, manage your account, and more.
During Memorial May, our biggest sale is on sale. Save up to $700 on select Tempur-Pedic mattress sets. Plus, get up to 8 years no interest financing. Just west of Oliver on 13th.
Reminder, baseball fans, Saturday, August 17th is the Sunflower Collegiate League's 3rd annual golf tournament presented by Regasa Aerospace. 4-man scramble held at Cherry Oaks Golf Course in Cheney, home of the Diamond Dogs. Have a 8 a.m. shotgun start. Entry is just $100 per player. It includes cart, golf, lunch, drinks, team prize, you name it, they got it for you for $100. This is a golf tournament that you don't want to miss, so sign up now by going to sunflowerbaseball.com. Mason Hartman with a tremendous throw to end the last half inning to cut down Ricardo Paris at the plate and keep this a 2-1 game. High bounding ball. A nice play by the third baseman. And the throw across is in time. First pitch swinging by Renard. And safe at first, so a bang-bang play. But there is a leadoff base runner here in the 6th. Into left field. Should be easy, and it is. And that looked like Keaton Kander in left field to make that play. So after 2 pitches, 1 on, 1 out, and we have barely got a chance to tell you the new pitcher, and out trying to steal. So 2 quick outs after all. Ruben Portillo from the Newton Rebels is your new pitcher. And he's just about to author a very quick inning number 6. Jackson Lofton from the Hutch Monarchs swinging a foul tip, and so now Portillo 1 pitch away from getting out of the inning after allowing a leadoff single. So Lofton hitting for Repka. And ow, that's fouled off his foot. Bonnell was the player that just flew out to left field. And that one shot into right field for a base hit. So saving it bad for Antonio Gaucher. He was also in the home run derby earlier tonight. And Gaucher singles to right field. And Lofton trying to make it all the way to third does so, and hanging on at first is Gaucher, so first and third. Been an eventful inning for Portillo. He's given up 3 base hits, but no runs so far, thanks to a caught stealing. So up comes Freeman again. He had a base hit his first time up there. Coming in for Kyler Castillo. No balls and 2 strikes to Freeman. Two to 1, the West leading it. They've out hit the East 6-5. Laid off of that breaker in the dirt. Ruben Portillo from Eastern Arizona College, Thornton, Colorado. Big right-hander trying to work around 3 singles here in the inning. Runner breaks from first, and stealing without a play will be Gaucher. So now a base hit would mean 2 for the West. Sharply on the ground, but right to the shortstop. And that's that. And Portillo does work around 3 singles. And we're through 5.5 here from X Stadium.
Has it been a while since you thought about your roof? At Dinger's Roofing and Construction, we do more than think about roofs. We inspect, repair, and replace them. From residential to commercial, Dinger's is locally owned, licensed and insured, and a member of the Better Business Bureau. Dinger's offers discounts for the military, first responders, and seniors. Call Dinger's, where our estimates are free, but our expertise is priceless. Call 202-2066 today. Dinger's, your home team pro.
From Lucy, come to you. I heard the laughing. Girl from Lucy, come to you. I'm someone like you. Na 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 na. I'm going to Wichita. I'm going to Wichita. I'm going to Wichita. And I'm going to Wichita.
Learn more at visitwichita.com.
Tonight's Sunflower Collegiate League All-Star Game is sponsored by Westar Energy, by P&E Building Services, Midwest Single Source, E-Graphics, Graphics and Signs, BurgerFi, JP Wygand and Sons, Regasa Aerospace, the Greater Wichita YMCA, by Sports Plus, and by Chicken Max. Mike Karam will pinch hit for Reynoso. Karam, 340 on the summer, playing for the Salina Shock. And he will greet Easton Young from Great Bend, who's in his first half of the summer nearly flawless. 15 innings, 24 strikeouts, and only 4 walks for Easton Young. And he crowds Karam on the inside corner for a strike. Easton Young, native of Omaha, goes to Barton County. So Karam pinch hitting for Levon Reynoso. And a swing and a miss, and down goes Karam. Young makes quick work of him. Keaton Kander now hitting for the East. And did he go around on that soft stuff down? May have checked his swing. Keaton Kander from the Hayesville Aviators. 2 balls and no strikes. Kander 303 in his first half. He's hitting for Justin Bundy, who went 1 out of 2. And that one's cranked high and deep to left. And off the base of the wall. Kander into second base, cruising with a double, just barely missed a home run. To his credit, he wasn't taking anything for granted. And just off the wall, actually didn't miss a home run by more than a couple of feet. Caleb Stull is hitting now for Reynoso, one of the Reynoso brothers. Stull hits it a mile in the air on the infield, and the first baseman, Buckley, comes running in to make the play. So 2 down. So a runner at second with 2 away. Half swing called strike. Alex Smith for the Salina Shock has made his way into this one. So he'll take over at first, presumably. So a 1-out double, and now it's up to Smith if he wants to knot this thing up. Easton Young's 0-2, and good morning, good afternoon, good night. So a 1-out double, but nothing further as we head to the 7th.
Hey, Mr. Thompson, you know how you were so mad about going over on your mobile data plan? Well, we're Cox customers, and this is one of over 500,000 Cox hotspots, totally included in most Cox internet packages. Look, go to your mobile settings, click on Cox Wi-Fi, then plug in your Cox username and password, and then you're on Wi-Fi. And you can, like, stream that video of my band, literally no problem.
Find free hotspots because you're a Cox high-speed internet customer. Cox.com/learn.
Wait, how are we streaming this right now?
Oh, you just gotta sign up for a user ID at Cox.com, and then you can manage your account. You can connect to free Wi-Fi hotspots all over the country, including this one, so you can save your data and watch your favorite shows while you're on the go with the Contour app.
That's cool.
It's like by registering, I unleashed my full potential.
Voila.
Kind of like he unleashed theirs.
Not the same.
Sign up for a Cox ID to stream, access Wi-Fi hotspots, manage your account, and more.
To the 7th inning we go in a 2-1 West lead. And Yao Lun Huang, the latest pitcher. He's for the Hayesville Aviators. He's a native of Taiwan. And he has got some pretty sparkling numbers himself. 2.96 ERA. He's 2-1 for the Aviators in the first half of his summer season. He'll have 2, 3, and 4 in the order: Rambush, Buckley, and Baxley. The reserves for the West squad coming up now. We're joined in the booth now by Casey Walkup, the mastermind of this whole thing, the commissioner of the Sunflower Collegiate League. And I got to say, it's official now. Congratulations. You pulled it off. We dodged some weather playing in this ballpark that you were, I don't know how long this vision was in your head, but you pulled it off, and the Sunflower Collegiate League is better for it.
Well, thank you. I kind of speechless, actually. I mean, you know, we looked at playing at X Stadium last fall and last winter, and worked an agreement with Wichita State University and to play here every Tuesday night. And this is our 5th Tuesday, and fortunately, we were able to get this game in and be on Your View 22. So it's been an awesome summer, and to know that, you know, this is probably the first ever Kansas Summer Collegiate League baseball game on television, that it's kind of hard not to be proud of that.
And going all the way back to the home run derby, I thought that went swimmingly. You picked the right guys. That was pretty fun.
Well, you know, we waited till the last minute to try to figure out who was going to be our contestants, and it ended up being they put on a heck of a show.
They did. With
Andrew Miller and Dalton Daly. They put on one heck of a show. One of them took home our championship belt, which we were very proud of. But, you know, unfortunately, we had a heck of a crowd here for that. And it was looking like it was going to be one heck of an evening with a good crowd. And unfortunately, we had a little bit of weather, so we had to delay the game. But there's still quite a few people here.
Absolutely, yeah. Rambush, Buckley, Baxley here in the 7th. Wong ahead in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Rambush struck out his last time up there, 304 start to his summer. And of all the pomp and circumstance that goes along with an all-star game and the Derby, you know, you get an opportunity maybe on opening day to get introduced, to be recognized. But when you make an all-star game, you never know when you're going to make another one.
Yeah, you know, we try to make this something that's very special for these players. And, you know, with dealing with rain this evening.
That is just foul and just out of the reach of the right fielder there.
Dealing with rain earlier this evening, that was one of the questions is, do you do the player intros or do you try to get another half inning in? And, I think it's awesome to be introduced on a stadium or on a field, something that's as big as Wichita State X Stadium. So we decided to go ahead and move forward with our player introductions. But, our goal was to make that. My goal was to make this as big as we possibly can for these players, and honestly, I think we've done a pretty good job of that.
I think you're right. Brett Gonzalez was the young man that had the opportunity to make a sliding catch, and that one's a lot more routine as Rambush is retired for out number 1 here in the 7th. Again, we're talking to Casey Walkup, the commissioner of the Sunflower Collegiate League, and Gene Stevenson was in here a little while ago. We kind of went down memory lane when it came to summer baseball, and you and I have talked before how the Sunflower Collegiate League has come to be and how it's evolved and kind of melded and welcomed in some other programs. And looky there. That is not just your view set. The lights have gone out here in Wichita.
I think when I came on the air, somebody said a happy Casey Walkup.
And I congratulated you just about 5 seconds ago. Well, we are in a lighting delay with 1 out here in the 7th inning.
With no lightning.
No, we've had one of those, but every single light in this facility, I guess except for the lights here in this press box, went out.
I need to. I got a call coming in from the facilities coordinator.
Okay, go right ahead. Boy, we've seen. Now we've officially seen it all. We had a lightning delay and now a lighting delay. So we will step away and hopefully get some clarity and get the lights back on. We'll take a break here on Your View.
Has it been a while since you thought about your roof? At Dinger's Roofing and Construction, we do more than think about roofs. We inspect, repair, and replace them. From residential to commercial, Dinger's is locally owned, licensed and insured, and a member of the Better Business Bureau. Dinger's offers discounts for the military, first responders, and seniors. Call Dinger's, where our estimates are free, but our expertise is priceless. Call 202-2066 today. Dinger's, your home team pro.
The night the lights went out in Wichita, the West and the East All-Stars are playing an otherwise good game. It's 2-1. It's been that way since the 2nd. Here we are in the 7th when all the lights went out. Casey Walkup, the commissioner of the Sunflower Collegiate League. Boy, it's been a long day now officially for you, hasn't it? Although the facilities people say only 15 more minutes and we'll get this place lit back up. Huh?
Well, the comment to me was when I had to leave the air to answer a phone call was that not sure what happened, but they said at least it was going to be a 15-minute delay.
That's if we find out what happened,
right?
I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
The good part is there's plenty of construction going on here at X Stadium, but none of it's going on right now. So I don't think it was a line that was cut or anything like that. Our scoreboards are still working. Honestly, my guess would be that it was probably an auto program lighting issue that may not have been reset or been.
That would explain why all of them came off at the same time. Yeah. And I don't. I've been around here for a while, but I don't think I've ever seen all the lights go off all at once before. So maybe it was, and hopefully it was, just as simple as that. Okay, let's go back a few hours back when it was still light out, and the one thing that went off without a hitch, and that was the home run derby. Again, I think of the 8 contestants that you had, only 2 didn't hit any, and Andrew Miller and Dalton Daly really put on a show in their swings.
Man, they were hitting bombs right and left. We had one guy, I think Andrew Miller, hit one off the light pole.
This is Dalton Daly from the Wichita Sluggers
yes.
you're seeing here.
Honestly, it brought back some memories of Darren Dreifert, Toby Smith hitting bombs off on 21st Street.
Yep. And there you are, giving Dalton Daly the championship belt. That's a handsome-looking belt. That was a shrewd move by you. Talk about giving them something to play for. There's a couple different things. You can buy them a trophy maybe, or a plaque, or this or that. But championship belts, I think that's a unique idea.
You know, what athlete, what person wouldn't want a championship belt? I mean, you know, that's the one piece of hardware, so to speak, that everybody kind of uses to make something a big deal. And honestly, if you could see a close up of that belt, I mean, it was engraved with our Home Run Derby logo on it, 2019 champion, something that was pretty cool. And I think Dalton was very happy to win that. One thing that's interesting is, for the second year in a row, that was a Wichita Sluggers person that won our Home Run Derby contest. So that was something that back-to-back years, Wichita Sluggers is our Home Run Derby champion.
Well, as you can see, we are in a lighting delay. Just about 5 or 6 minutes ago, all of the lights went out at X Stadium, and almost immediately the scoreboards came back on. But as you can see, the lighting mechanisms around the stadium, no go as of right now.
Oh
so.
Man, I love it. This is hobbies at its best, huh?
And outdoor sport hobbies at that. Well, we were a little late getting going, 1 hour delay because of the lightning in the area. And that wasn't much more, Casey, than 3 or 4 minutes before we were going to start introducing the players and cranking it up.
Yeah, and honestly, we didn't get any rain. I mean, that was the one thing that we had a little bit of wind that rolled through about 7 o'clock, and we didn't get any rain. But, you know, we did have to delay due to the lightning in the area. And honestly, we've had a little bit of lightning to the south here of Wichita, and you know, we were kind of keeping an eye on that, but I don't think that was what caused the outage here. So I don't know. Maybe we should have had the fireworks planned for right now.
Maybe so. Well, the delay that set us back about an hour and 2 minutes, it looked like was followed by a cell that was gigantic in area, and apparently we lucked out with that because it broke up, either dissipated or went around us. So it could have been worse, even though we're sitting here in the dark waiting for the lights to come back on right now.
You know, as an event coordinator, as an event person that tries to put on events, you want everything to go off without a hitch, and when you've been through one rain delay or a lightning delay, you had a big leaguer and a big league manager of the year here to throw out a first pitch that we wanted to show you guys, but unfortunately due to that lightning delay we were not able to do that. And Eric Wedge, the new head coach here at Wichita State, he was supposed to be on the air tonight, and unfortunately due to prior commitments he was not able to join us. So when you've had a long night like that, I can't help but laugh, you know. and honestly, I can't help but feel good that we have been on TV, and we've made an event that honestly we have 54 roster members on these two rosters, and I can guarantee you, especially after a lightning delay and a lighting delay, that they'll never forget this night. But I think honestly, I think outside of even those two events, I think this is a night that they would never forget, and something that they'll always remember. And that's what we want to do in the Sunflower Collegiate League. We want to provide an opportunity for these players to come to Wichita or to come to Kansas, South Central Kansas, and become better baseball players, but even furthermore, provide them an opportunity to become better young men.
And again, assuming nothing has gone wrong, and we don't think there's anything structurally that has gone wrong, it just takes these lights a little bit of time to refire. Once they cool off, in order to crank them back up, it takes about 15 minutes. So we're going to find out here really shortly if that indeed is the case. Now, correct me if I'm, or follow me here. with these Tuesday, in essence, double headers that the Sunflower has had here at Eck Stadium, have all of these All-Stars had a chance to play at Eck at least once already, to your knowledge?
Oh, goodness. I would think so. Looking back, we've had four nights so far, and each one of the teams have at least 2 nights to play here at Eck Stadium is kind of how we put it together. And I believe we are on the second kind of
cycle.
Cycle. When we look at the graphic now, and Great Bend, Hayesville, Cheney, and Derby, they've all played here. Who's going to be here on July 9th next week? We're expecting a huge night that night. And the Andale Warhawks, Wichita Sluggers, Derby Twins, and Eldorado Broncos on July 16th, which they have all played here. So yes, everybody has played here thus far. We've had some great crowds. Tonight, I think we're over 1,000 people for the first time all summer, which is pretty awesome. Unfortunately, I think we probably would have been well over 1,000 people
I agree.
had we not had any issues with the rain. But then we'll look at July 22nd, 23rd with our playoffs coming up. That'll be the first scheduled Monday. We had to postpone one of our Tuesday nights to a Monday night a week or so ago. But that'll be our first Monday night.
And to me, this is an exciting little format you got here on Monday and Tuesday. 2 division champs will square off in a best-of-3 championship series with the 4 additional teams competing in a single elimination tournament for a wild card berth in the NBC World Series. You've had a full summer to determine the best of the best, and then boom, we're going to pare it down, and whoever gets in, I think you would agree, really earned it.
Definitely. Fortunately, we have 3 bids into the NBC World Series this year. 2 of them are going to be into the championship week. 1 of them are going to be in the first week. So we obviously felt that it was the best for our league to provide both of our division winners a berth into the championship week. But we're going to play a 3-game series and decide who our ultimate Sunflower Collegiate League champion is. So that will be played on Monday, July 22nd and 23rd, on Tuesday, followed up. On Tuesday, we'll have 2 or potentially 3 games, Game 2 and potentially Game 3 of the championship series. But we do have a 3rd bid, and that's going to be the bid that's for the first week of the NBC World Series. So we wanted to take our next 4 teams, pair them up, and play a single elimination tournament over 2 days and decide who earns that 3rd wild card bid into the NBC World Series. So it should be fun. And, following those 2 playoff nights, we're only going to be 3-4 nights away from the NBC World Series taking place here at Eck Stadium.
And all of our All-Stars from Great Bend, Hayesville, Cheney, and Derby will be right back here in just a few days after the 4th of July weekend, so they'll be right back here at Eck Stadium. Again, just I suppose here's your opportunity to not only take a bow or 2, but to thank some other people that helped make your little mini dream of playing baseball here at Eck Stadium and being a commissioner of a league come to fruition.
Well, it doesn't happen alone. I feel like my vision was big, probably bigger than potentially maybe it should have been, but I have 11 teams, 11 general managers, 11 owners of these 11 teams that were on board with this vision, and I can't thank them enough for their help. I can't thank Wichita State University enough, and Brad Pittman and Darren Boatwright for the opportunity to utilize their facility this summer. With no Wichita Wingnuts, no minor league baseball, no Lawrence Dumont Stadium, there's no baseball going on here in Wichita this summer. So we wanted to try to fill that void and provide an avenue for entertainment, an avenue for baseball. And I think we've done it. We've at least taken strides towards doing that. And fortunately, Eck Stadium's been a great venue for us. We've got a makeshift dugout, as you can see in the bottom left hand of the screen. We got a couple canopies and some orange retaining walls down there. But we're doing the best that we can with the facility. And honestly, you look at this place next spring, and we're going to have a full new clubhouse, dugouts, training facility for the Wichita State Shockers, and obviously Shane, you and I as alumni that's something that's very exciting for us.
No doubt. And as you can see, the lights, true to form, have taken a little bit of time to fire back up, but fire up they have done. And so it looks like we're inching ever closer. We're talking to Casey Walkup, the commissioner of the Sunflower Collegiate League, as the Westar Energy SCL All-Star Game has gone in fits and starts because of a couple of different unforeseen but not totally unpredictable at this time of year things between the weather and some electrical issues. But it looks like with one out here in the top of the 7th, we're getting a little bit closer to baseball. Don't want to put you on the spot too much here, Case, but your vision for the SCL moving forward, what's on the horizon? Anything big you want to share, or just taking baby steps to end up this year?
Man, this was our biggest event ever. I mean, you know, having this all-star game here, and Westar Energy coming on board and believing in us. That's what's been awesome. Cherie was on earlier with you, but for them to be able to step out, take that leap of faith, and knowing that, you know, this was going to be something that was pretty awesome. And you know, they stepped on board as our title sponsor, which allowed us to be on your view, Cox 22 tonight. And you know, this is the biggest event ever for the Sunflower Collegiate League. And moving forward, I think our goal will be very similar. Provide our guys with an awesome place to play. And you know, I heard there's a new stadium going up downtown, and I guess as you know, as a big dreamer, I would love to think that maybe one day next summer we could get a date or two down there and play at a new AAA ballpark and provide these kids with another opportunity like that you can't just get anywhere.
Well, considering how you've executed the first couple of part of your dreams for the SCL, I wouldn't put it past you, and that would certainly, you talk about crown jewel in these guys' careers, even if they don't go on to play beyond whatever level they're on. They played a AAA baseball field next summer, and they've played at a top-flight collegiate facility here.
Well, I look back, and I had an awesome opportunity to you know, in my career playing in the summer baseball, and you know, fortunately we had talked this morning, but summer baseball was something that was very, very memorable for me. But I look back in the 4.5 years or 4 years that I played summer baseball, I can never think of playing at a facility like this.
Right.
I mean, you played in some pretty good leagues as well, but you know, obviously you and I both played here as college students, but in summer baseball they were more grassroots type parks that we played in. And
fairgrounds, things like that. Yeah.
So to think that some of these kids that are NAIA junior college type players, Division II players, to play at a facility like this, I hope it's something that they take with them and something they'll never forget.
Gene and I, Gene Stevenson, former Shocker coach that was with us a couple of innings ago, talked about the importance of playing summer baseball, and it's important for a few different reasons. Number one, some of the players that didn't get the innings or didn't get the at-bats as maybe they would have liked at their school ball, here's your opportunity to break away and get some ABs and get some innings. But not only that, and you put a wood bat in your hand too if you're a position player, but this is the time to kind of spread your wings a little bit. Don't you agree with the summer baseball?
Oh.
You're not under not under anybody's thumb. You just get to let it fly for a summer.
By all means, and I was a perfect example. I mean, there were a few years at Wichita State that I didn't get a whole lot of opportunities, but when the summer came around, I played every day and was able to become a better player. And you know, the NBC World Series was something that you know, I was able to shine in, and you know, I think that's one thing that led to my passion for being affiliated and having a league affiliated with the NBC World Series, and I think it still probably kind of drives my interest in summer collegiate baseball in this area right now.
Well, it looks like we are closing in on some more baseball. Huang, who got Rambush to fly to right before the lights went out, And true to form, they have fired back up and come back on. So there's situation here is 1 out, nobody on, top of the 7th. The West clinging to a 2-1 lead. And Wong will face Buckley. I believe that's Tanner Buckley from the Andale Warhawks, and a native of Topeka will stand in before we were so rudely interrupted.
Speaking of native, Taiwan.
Yes.
I mean, that's cool.
That's very
cool. As a commissioner, I don't do anything with players or obtaining players or anything like that. But when you see a roster and you see a guy from Taiwan, you kind of feel like, man, that's pretty cool.
And you talk about something you'll never forget. Tell all of his Taiwanese buddies that one night in Wichita, Kansas, back in the summer of 2019. Yeah. And you know what? Sometimes, and I think you would agree, Casey, that sometimes it's the wacky memories that you remember just as much as the days you went 4 for 4 if you threw a shutout.
I think sometimes you remember those way better just because they were fun. You know, it's something that that doesn't happen every night, and those are stories that. Interviewing Dalton Daly, I actually had a chance to interview him after the home run derby tonight, and he said, I asked him about the championship belt that he was going to take home, and he said, someday I'm going to show this to my kids, and that's what we want to hear.
Talking to Casey Walkup, the commissioner of the Sunflower Collegiate League. Buckley will stand in there now with 1 out and nobody on. Casey, I'm amazed, and maybe you can speak to this, being as close to it as you are now, but I'm amazed that some of these small towns, not just in Kansas, but across the country, have continued to house players, be able to put up enough money to run a summer program, because you talk about it takes more than one person. I mean, it takes an entire community to keep these summer baseball programs going, when there were some times over the last 10 or 15 years at some of the places that we're familiar with, and Buckley hits a smash right at the third baseman for out number 2. But it's a minor miracle that some of these programs are still going, but if not for a tremendous effort by a lot of different people.
Man, you look at some of the programs that have the tenure that they do, and I mean, one that comes to mind is the Clarinda Iowa A's. I mean, that's a community that has supported Summer Collegiate League baseball for a long time. But that's one thing that we wanted to try to do, is get into some of these communities. And you look at some of the budgets that some of these leagues across the country have. The old Jayhawk League, which was one of the most prestigious leagues in summer collegiate baseball for so many years. And a lot of those teams were having budgets that were upwards of $80,000 a summer.
Wow.
And, when we came to existence 3 years ago in the Sunflower Collegiate League, that was one of the things that we wanted to provide these teams is an avenue or an opportunity that you don't have to have a budget that'll break the bank to play summer collegiate baseball. So we developed a nonprofit organization, and, at that time, the biggest budget in our league was about $20,000, and this summer we were able to add 4 teams from the Jayhawk League that were used to paying $60,000 to $80,000. So
because of the geography.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to travel all over the state. So I don't think, when you look at it that way, I don't think it should surprise anybody that the Derby Twins, El Dorado Broncos, the Great Bend Batcats, and Hayesville Aviators decided to try to save a few pennies and join the Sunflower Collegiate League with quality baseball.
Zach Baxley flies to center. 1-2-3 inning stretch time here at the Eck after this.
Has it been a while since you thought about your roof? At Dinger's Roofing and Construction, we do more than think about roofs. We inspect, repair, and replace them. From residential to commercial, Dinger's is locally owned, licensed and insured, and a member of the Better Business Bureau. Dinger's offers discounts for the military, first responders, and seniors. Call Dinger's, where our estimates are free, but our expertise is priceless. Call 202-2066 today. Dinger's, your home team pro.
Seventh inning stretch is brought to you by Midwest Single Source, where any business can stretch your promo dollars. Yeah, that's stretch worthy, the time that we've had here tonight between the two delays. But now that the lights are back on, it is a really, really pleasant night. Tanner Howell becomes the latest pitcher for the West squad. Tanner Howell from Overland Park, Kansas, Barton Community College, and the Great Bend Batcats. Tanner Howell takes over for his teammate, Easton Young, who had the last half inning. Tanner Howell has had a really solid summer as well. He's 4-1 in his 5 starts for the Batcats. Only 6 walks in 28 innings. So the Overland Park native gets the bottom of the 7th here. So Brett Gonzalez get his first plate appearance of the evening. So Howe and Gonzalez doing battle here. Jay Sanderson, home plate umpire, determined that was a little too far inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Brett Gonzalez, native of Rolla, Missouri, and Southeast Missouri. So he plays at SEMO. Jamie Ritchie was 1 out of 2. He started the game in right field for the East. East led it 1-0 after 2 batters. And then the West got 2 runs in the second. There were a couple of East errors. I think that was the only 2 errors that they made in the game. They made in the same inning. And that's been the difference. It's been 2-1 since the second. 2 balls and 1 strike to Brett Gonzalez. And that one spanked into center field. The leadoff man is on there for the East here in the bottom of the 7th. So there's a tying run as Gonzalez served it right back through the middle. So here is Tuli Tufahema from the Hayesville Aviators, getting his first at bat. He's a native of Northridge, California, goes to College of the Canyons. Sinit Tuli, his given first name, goes by Tuli. 263 hitter this summer, takes a wide strike for 1-1. Tuli, 15 hits, including 5 doubles and 6 runs batted in his 16 games for the Aviators this summer. Gonzalez not much of a lead at first, and down goes Tafahema. So 1 out, and Howell makes quick work of Tuli Tafahema. Kemper Benar is going to hit for Cooper Elliott. Cooper went 1 out of 2 with a walk. Scored the only East run so far. And there's that Frisbee slider again. Kemper Benar from the Mulvane Patriots cuts on and miss. Quite a bit of Kansas flavor in the Sunflower Collegiate League, as you're seeing. A couple of Wichita kids, Atchison, Topeka, Valley Center, Kansas, Andover, nearby suburb almost now of Wichita. So a lot of these guys, friends and family, able to see them play all summer long. Two balls and 2 strikes. Kemper Bernard goes to KCK. Runner goes, and that's a perfectly executed 2-2 base hit to right field as the second baseman was going to cover, and Bernard shoots one to right field, and now the tying run is just 90 feet away. It was a perfect pitch to run on, as it turns out, for Gonzalez, because the second baseman was covering, and Kemper Bernard hit it through the vacated hole. They're going to appeal to second, and apparently Gonzalez did touch second base because he is ruled safe. So now Terrell Huggins gets his first plate appearance. Tying run at second, bottom of the 7th. Terrell Huggins, a .263 hitter this summer. Goes to Gateway Community College, plays for the Newton Rebels. Howell flipped one over to first just to check on Bernard. Mentioned Tanner Howell, 21 strikeouts in 28 summer innings. And a bit of a jam here in the bottom of the 7th. That one just off the edge. Try to sidearm slider. It's 2-1. Gonzalez at third, Bernard at first. They both singled. Good pitcher's pitch, and it's 2-2. And Terrell Huggins gave up on that one. West looking for a double play to end the inning here. And instead, Howe gets a strikeout, a swinging strike 3 by Terrell Huggins. So 2 down. Now Colby Standard, Mulvane Patriot. With 2 ducks on the pond, but now 2 out. The home half of the 7th. Standard goes to Butler Community College. He's a .307 hitter in the first half of this summer for Mulvane. A couple of home runs. Standard 6'1", 185. Runner breaks from first, and he can just walk into second base as Bernard stole that one on Howe, but Howe got a free strike because Colby Standard just took it, allowing Bernard to steal second base. Standard waves at a breaking ball. Now it's 1-2. So we've seen this a couple of different times in innings where a pitcher will give up a couple of hits. It happened to Kelly back in the 3rd, but he struck out the 3 outs that were recorded. And same for Howe here in the bottom of the 7th. So the East leads the tying run at 3rd and the go-ahead run at 2nd as we head to the 8th.
Ashley Home Store's Memorial Day sale is going on now. Buy today and save up to 30% or get 0% interest for 6 whole years. Only at America's #1 furniture and mattress store. Ashley Home Store. Visit us in East or West Wichita. This is home.
Wait, how are we streaming this right now?
Oh, you just gotta sign up for a user ID at Cox.com, and then you can manage your account. You can connect to free Wi-Fi hotspots all over the country, including this one, so you can save your data and watch your favorite shows while you're on the go with the Contour app.
That's cool.
It's like by registering, I unleashed my full potential.
Voila.
kind of like he unleashed theirs.
Not the same.
Sign up for a Cox ID to stream, access Wi-Fi hotspots, manage your account, and more.
Ashley Home Store's Memorial Day mattress sale is going on now. Don't miss summer's hottest deals. Hurry in and save up to $700 on select Tempur-Pedic adjustable sets, or get 0% interest for 8 whole years. Ashley Home Store. Visit us in East or West Wichita.
Again, fans, you make plans to join us on especially July 22nd and July 23rd. That's Monday and a Tuesday for the Sunflower Collegiate League playoffs. Our 2 division champs will square off in our best-of-3 championship series, and the 4 additional teams will compete in a single elimination tournament for a wild card berth. You see it at the bottom of your screen. Make plans now to join us. Back-to-back nights, championship baseball here at X Stadium, July 22nd and 23rd. So we go to the 8th inning, and our 8th different pitcher. This is Zach Bravo, aptly named Newton Rebel reliever. He has 15 innings this year with 4 walks and 32 strikeouts for Zach Bravo. So more than 2 strikeouts per inning, and statistically you'd have a better chance walking against him than hitting against him. 7 walks and 4 hits in 15 innings. Zach Bravo goes to Butler Community College, and he is a 6'3", 170-pounder from Albuquerque. So, as we've seen all night, each pitcher for both teams has gone 1 inning, giving way to the next. So leading off for the West will be Braden Whitchurch. He struck out his only other at bat. And he takes a swipe at the first pitch from Bravo and fouls it back. Whitchurch, a home run and 9 driven in this summer for the Hutchinson Monarchs. And that one is lashed foul. It's 0-2. So true to his numbers, Zach Bravo attacking hitters and jumping ahead in the count. And a nose-to-toes curveball just inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And I think we get a little glimpse of why he strikes out so many people. Yeah, I'd say so. There's strikeout number 1 for Zach Bravo. So this spot in the order between Nedved and now Whitchurch struck out combined 3 times. So now Mason Hartman, after Whitchurch swung over the top of a big breaking ball. And now it's starting to rain. Pretty good rain. And why not? We've seen everything else. There's a lightning delay, the lights went out, and now the rain's starting to fall here at X Stadium. But we are far enough into this game where I think we can all agree that it has been a good night in spite of the elements and the lights going out. Hartman singled his first time up there, and he's now down in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And it's coming down pretty good right now. Shot on the ground to the first baseman, and that is going to be a 3 unassisted for Alex Smith. There are 2 down here in the 8th. And it is, the skies are really opening up right now, and we have been waved off the field by the umpires and by the facility director, Brad Pittman. So we will take a break, take some inventory, come back, and let you know what's going on here at X Stadium.
Baseball is back this summer with the Sunflower Showcase every Tuesday night at X Stadium. Enjoy a night of family fun at the ballpark. Join KWCH-12 as we watch the SCL champion in the NBC World Series this summer. Sunflower Showcase Tuesday nights at X Stadium. Baseball is back this summer with the Sunflower Showcase every Tuesday night at X Stadium. Enjoy a night of family fun at the ballpark. Join KWCH-12 as we watch the SCL champion in the NBC World Series this summer. Sunflower Showcase, Tuesday nights at X Stadium.
So we are officially in a rain delay, our third different delay, all of differing kinds here at the Westar Energy Sunflower Collegiate League All-Star Game here at X Stadium. Shane Dennis with you here at the ballpark. It's been a long night. We had the home run derby at 6 o'clock, and then about 4 minutes before we were going to have the announcement of the starting lineup and the first pitch at regularly scheduled time, there was lightning in the area. That set us back an hour, and then we started it shortly after 8:10 local time. And then with one out in the seventh, the lights went out, and it took us about 25 minutes to get all those back on and going again. And just about 2 or 3 minutes ago, with Zach Bravo on the mound, he retired the first 2 men that he faced, and the skies have opened up, and the umpires have ordered everybody off the field. And as you can see in the middle of the diamond, we are covering up the pitcher's mound. So we are in a holding pattern at best here, and we'll keep it here and kind of take care of some housekeeping for you. Our star of the game is brought to you by Star Lumber, and we are going to give that honor to Cooper Elliott, second baseman for the East squad. He tripled and walked. He has scored the only run so far for the East squad, and about 5 pitches into this game, he whistled one down the right field line, and there's Cooper Elliott with our Star Lumber star of the game. He also walked in the third inning. So congratulations to Cooper Elliott. He's our player of the game. Our play of the game is brought to you by the Mattress Hub, and we've had some really good defensive plays in this one. There was a sliding catch and foul ground by Luke Repka, but on this base hit into center field with a runner trying to score all the way from second base with 2 outs, it was a tremendous throw by Dante Freeman of the Great Bend Batcats, and that cut down a base runner in the 5th inning, and that would have been the tying run at the time, and it's been 2-1 since the second inning. So there's our star and play of the game, and we are in a rain delay here at X Stadium. There's been no word on the length of the delay or the cell or the whatever you want to call it that's moved through here that's caused the facilities director to cover the mound. But since it has been covered and they are putting some cinder blocks down on it, I would think it would be at least fair to at least assume or speculate that we may have seen our last pitch thrown here tonight, as it's 10:30 here in the Central Time Zone, and with 2 outs in the 8th inning, just about everybody, and this is one of the things that you consider here in an all-star game, is has everybody gotten the chance to play? And just about everybody has, except for maybe 2 or 3 pitchers, because the plan for both teams, the East and the West, is to throw somebody exactly 1 inning, and the West squad has had 2 pitchers that haven't found their way into the game just yet, and that would leave the East with just 1 more, and we think that would be Bennett Shearer from the Mulvane Patriots, because I think he's the only one that's left. So it's 2-1. We're in a rain delay in the 8th inning with 2 outs and the base is empty. The West squad is leading 2-1 in spite of being out hit 8-6. We will step aside and come back with more for you here from the Yak right after this.
During Memorial May, our biggest sale is on sale. Take 20% off all regular price furniture and accessories, or get up to 36 months no interest financing. Just west of Oliver on 13th.
Wait, how are we streaming this right now?
Oh, you just gotta sign up for a user ID at Cox.com, and then you can manage your account. You can connect to free Wi-Fi hotspots all over the country, including this one, so you can save your data and watch your favorite shows while you're on the go with the Contour app.
That's cool.
It's like by registering, I unleashed my full potential.
Voila.
Kind of like he unleashed theirs.
Not the same.
Sign up for a Cox ID to stream, access Wi-Fi hotspots, manage your account, and more.
During Memorial May, our biggest sale is on sale. Save up to $700 on select Tempur-Pedic mattress sets. Plus, get up to 8 years no-interest financing. Just west of Oliver on 13th.
We had a rain delay here at X Stadium. The SCL All-Star Game presented by Westar Energy. Time to get to our game highlights. Might as well get to those. They are brought to you by P&E Building Services. Let P&E Building Services highlight your facility with nightly professional cleaning. There's our player of the game, Cooper Elliott, providing one of the better plays for the East. And immediately after Elliott tripled to right field, and then Ryan Chargo brought him home with a run-scoring ground ball. This is a situation in the second inning where Dylan Nedved shot one into right field, but the right fielder, Jamie Ritchie, played it into a triple. And this was part of that two-run second inning for the West. And since then, we've had nothing but pitching and tremendous plays defensively. And that, again, cut down a potential run at home plate on a good throw in from the outfield by Dante Freeman. And so that's where we stand here at 2-1 in the eighth inning. Again, no word on the cell that has come through here about 10 minutes ago that forced the coverage of the mound. This is a playing surface that is very, very good at taking water, but as it started to rain harder and harder, the only parts of this field that are not artificial turf, the only part that's not is the pitcher's mound. That's real dirt out there, and the facilities people here at Wichita State determined that the heavens opening up might make it an issue with footing, and obviously their job as well is to take a look at the radar, so that might lead you to believe that not only since it's not raining very hard right now, there might be some more on the way. So as you can see in the middle of the diamond, or actually behind our Sunflower Collegiate League logo, the mound is covered and the cinder blocks are on the tarp covering the mounds. So we are in a somewhat lengthy rain delay, you would think, because none of the facilities people are anywhere close to the mound, but I'm sure they're in communication with the umpires and the meteorologist here in the area. Take one more break and hopefully have some clarity for you when we come back to the SCL All-Star Game here at X Stadium.
Baseball is back this summer with the Sunflower Showcase every Tuesday night at X Stadium. Enjoy a night of family fun at the ballpark. Join KWCH-12 as we watch the SCL champion in the NBC World Series this summer. Sunflower Showcase, Tuesday nights at X Stadium. Baseball is back this summer with the Sunflower Showcase every Tuesday night at X Stadium. Enjoy a night of family fun at the ballpark. Join KWCH-12 as we watch the SCL champion in the NBC World Series this summer. Sunflower Showcase, Tuesday nights at X Stadium.
Welcome back to the ballpark. It's been a long, strange night for the Sunflower Collegiate League All-Stars. This is our third delay that we've been in. 2 during the game, 1 before. Again, if you joined us a little late or missed it earlier, the game was supposed to start shortly after 7 o'clock Central Time, and just before it did, there was a lightning strike within 6 or 8 miles of the stadium, and because of that, there's an automatic lightning delay. There were a few more strikes after that, close enough to keep the teams off the field, and we started just about an hour late. So we threw the first pitch of East versus West at about 8:12 here Central Time, and then went along swimmingly until we got to 1 out in the 7th inning, and then all the lights went out. So that took at least 25 more minutes to fire up the candles back again and get back going again. And believe it or not, that was only 4 outs ago when you're talking about the West hitting, because in the top of the 7th with 1 out and the East on the field, the lights went out, and now with 2 outs here in the top of the 8th with nobody on, the rains came, and the skies really opened up and caused a rain delay. At the moment, and you can't really tell right now from this shot, but at the moment it's just kind of sprinkling. It is playable right now, but that's assuming that nothing is behind whatever just blew through here. It didn't last long, but it rained pretty hard, and that caused the facilities people here at WSU to tarp the mound. And not only that, but again, to put the wagon and the cinder blocks on the tarp. And as we put the glasses on them right now, they're just kind of just milling around and around by the mound, but there's no effort being made at the moment to take the cinder blocks off, wrap up the tarp, and strap it up, and let's try it again. So Wichita State facilities folks kind of milling in front of the West team's dugout and try to determine if we can get, what would that be, 7 or 8 more outs and put an official cap on this all-star game. And with it being an exhibition like it is, I mean, it certainly wouldn't be the end of the world for all those involved if the game ended right here, 2 outs into the top of the 8th. Again, with apologies to a couple of pitchers that haven't made their way into this one, as both the East and the West coaches have determined to split it up 1 inning apiece for everybody. There would be, by my count, 3 pitchers that would not get into this one if the game would end right now. Zach Bravo is the most recent East pitcher. He has a 2-up and 2-down 8th inning so far going. So now the umpires have made their way back onto the field. They were stationed in the first base dugout to avoid the elements, as the rain still just falling ever so slightly, as Jay Sanderson, John Seymour, and Bill Humphrey, there you see them making their trek across the field to talk to the 3 Wichita State powers that be as it pertains to allowing more SCL All-Star Baseball. So this is kind of the moment of truth right here between, once the game starts, as you know, baseball fans, and it could be too, and I didn't think to bring this up, it could be also that there may be lightning in the area that accompanied that brief downpour. But once baseball games start, it's in the hands of the umpires whether to get off the field / stop the game. Now, of course, they're in constant contact with people that have radars or the lightning strike meters, as it were, in their hands, which every collegiate facility has nowadays. It tells you the proximity of a potential lightning strike and when the last one was. And so you then can determine how long the actual delay is. And so now SCL Commissioner Casey Walkup has joined the conversation down there as well, with the 3 men in blue and the 3 facilities folks at Wichita State. So it is currently 2-1, the West leading the East. It's been that way since the 2nd inning. We are in the top of the 8th. The West, leading by 1, is up, but 2 outs and nobody on. The East is the home team, so they would have, assuming we can continue, 2 more tries to overcome the West with a couple of runs in the next couple of innings. But we are in a holding pattern at the moment, and there is a summit going on in foul ground between home plate and third base. And I think that's Pat Hahn, the skipper for the West Club, talking to Casey Walkup. And here comes Lance Spongberg, the skipper of the East team. There they are. So just about everybody important left in the ballpark are in your shot right there. Skippers for both teams, the commish, 3 umpires in the background, and 3 facilities folks, as it is now just about completely stopped raining. But 2 questions now remain, and 2 questions only. Is more rain coming, and is there a potential threat of thunder/lightning in the area? Well, that's a good part about smartphones. Everybody's got a weather app, and mine says within the next 3 hours there is a significant chance of some more precip, and there are little lightning bolts accompanying my clouds. So this makes it totally a coin flip and up in the air whether we're going to be able to sew this one up. Again, the East got a run in the very first inning. The West got 2 in the second, and that's where we've stood. It's been all pitching and defense since then. And again, kudos to Casey Walkup, the commissioner of the Sunflower Collegiate League, for getting this all-star game here at X Stadium. Great job by him. And honestly, while I had the chance, Eddie Gilmer and our entire crew for bringing you this one here on Your View. We've had some challenges built in, and anytime you play an outdoor sport that has to do with weather, you got some camera people that have to suck it up out there, and we've had a lot of standing around and waiting around to do, but we appreciate Eddie and our entire crew to bring you this one here on Your View, as fractured as it may have been. Let's step aside, and hopefully we'll have some resolution for you on the other side of this break.
Hey, Mr. Thompson, you know how you were so mad about going over on your mobile data plan? Well, we're Cox customers, and this is one of over 500,000 Cox hotspots, totally included in most Cox internet packages. Look, go to your mobile settings, click on Cox Wi-Fi, then plug in your Cox username and password, and then you're on Wi-Fi. And you could, stream that video of my band, literally no problem.
Find free hotspots because you're a Cox high-speed internet customer. Cox.com/learn.
Wait, how are we streaming this right now?
Oh, you just gotta sign up for a user ID at Cox.com, and then you can manage your account. You can connect to free Wi-Fi hotspots all over the country, including this one, so you can save your data and watch your favorite shows while you're on the go with the Contour app.
That's cool.
It's like by registering, I unleashed my full potential.
Voila.
Kind of like he unleashed theirs.
Not the same.
Sign up for a Cox ID to stream, access Wi-Fi hotspots, manage your account, and more.
Well, 3 hours and 44 minutes after it was supposed to start, it is over. We have done all we could, and after 3 delays, this one is in the books. The West versus East All-Star Game here at X Stadium, presented by Westar Energy, will go to the West. After 2 unearned runs in the second inning, it is going to stand up. After 2 outs in the top of the 8th, the rains came, and there is indeed lightning throughout the area. So in the effort of safety of all the players and fans that remain, we are finished, and that's a wrap here from X Stadium. Once again, thanks for watching. For Eddie Gilmer and the entire crew, Shane Dennis saying thanks so much for watching. The West wins an abbreviated All-Star Game 2-1. So long from X Stadium in Wichita.
Has it been a while since you thought about your roof? At Dinger's Roofing and Construction, we do more than think about roofs. We inspect, repair, and replace them. From residential to commercial, Dinger's is locally owned, licensed, and insured, and a member of the Better Business Bureau. Dinger's offers discounts for the military, first responders, and seniors. Call Dinger's, where our estimates are free, but our expertise is priceless. Call 202-2066 today. Dinger's, your home team pro.